In the quiet village of Rosehill, there lived a boy named Eshan, known among the villagers for his warm smile and gentle nature. He wasn't the loudest or the bravest, but he carried something rare, a voice that touched hearts. Whenever he sang during morning gatherings, people felt calmer, as if the world slowed down around them. Even the elders said, "This boy's voice brings peace." But over time, something changed. Eshan stopped singing. He wasn't sick. He wasn't angry. He wasn't tired of singing. He just didn't feel the same anymore. It began on a cold winter evening when the villagers gathered near the old community center. Everyone was excited because Eshan would sing the closing song, a tradition that had gone on for years. But when he stepped forward and looked at the crowd, he felt a strange heaviness inside him, something he had never felt before. His voice shook. His hands trembled. He forgot the first line. That night, his confidence faded like smoke carried by the wind. Days turned into weeks, and Eshan still didn't sing. His mother noticed how quiet he had become. "Why don't you practice anymore?" she asked gently. He forced a smile. "Maybe I'm growing out of it." But deep inside, Eshan felt afraid. Afraid that he wasn't good enough anymore, afraid that people expected too much from him, afraid that the voice he once shared proudly was slipping away. His younger sister, Alia, missed his singing the most. "Bye, please sing one song," she begged each night. "Not today," he said, patting her head. He didn't know how to explain something he barely understood himself. Spring arrived, bringing colors and excitement. The annual Rosehill Spring Festival was announced, a grand celebration where families shared food, children performed, and musicians played through the night. This year, the village wanted someone special to sing the opening song. All the elders agreed, it should be Eshan. No one carries tradition like he does. They visited his home to request him personally. Eshan swallowed hard. I don't think I can." One of the elders put a hand on his shoulder. "Child, your voice is not a performance. It is a gift you share." His mother looked at him with soft eyes. "Just think about it," she whispered. That evening, he walked to the old riverbank where he used to sing as a child. His voice once echoed between the water and hills. He remembered the laughter of friends, the applause during school events, the pride in his parents' eyes. He sat on the large flat stone by the river and closed his eyes. Why did his voice feel so far away? Why did singing feel heavier now? Alia soon found him. She sat beside him without saying a word. After a long silence, she asked, "Bye, do you know why your voice is special?" He smiled sadly. "Because it used to be strong." She shook her head firmly. "No, because when you sing, you don't make people listen, you make them feel." Her simple words touched him more deeply than she knew. The festival arrived with music, dancing, and the aroma of spicy food. Colorful banners waved in the breeze. Children ran around with painted faces and laughter filled the air. But for Eshan, the world felt heavy. He stood backstage, breathing deeply, trying to steady himself. "Are you ready?" an elder asked. He wasn't, but he nodded anyway. He stepped onto the wooden stage. Hundreds of faces turned toward him, hopeful, loving, familiar. His chest tightened. His palms sweated. He closed his eyes. "Why am I here? What if I fail again?" And then he remembered Alia's words. "You don't make people listen, you make them feel." He took one long breath. When he opened his eyes again, he wasn't thinking about himself anymore. He wasn't thinking about being perfect. He wasn't thinking about fear. He simply began to sing. The first note was soft, almost unsure. But the next one carried strength. And soon, his voice filled the air, gentle, steady, warm. The crowd fell silent. Some closed their eyes. Some smiled. Some felt tears roll down without knowing why. Eshan's voice wrapped around the village like sunlight on a cool morning, chasing away the shadows he had carried for months. He didn't sing loudly. He didn't sing dramatically. He sang honestly. And that was enough. When the song ended, the applause rose like a wave, long, loud, full of love. Alia ran onto the stage and hugged him tightly. "You did it, bye. Your voice came back." Eshan smiled, truly smiled, for the first time in months. "No," he said softly. "My voice was never gone. I was the one hiding." The villagers cheered. His parents wiped their tears. And Eshan finally understood something he had forgotten. A voice isn't lost when it becomes quiet. A voice is lost only when we stop believing in it. He promised himself that day to never let fear take away the voice that was meant to be shared.